I was cleaning the executive toilet on the 15th floor of Torre Empresarial when I saw it. My name engraved on a small plaque by the entrance, Architectural Design, Kosisoko Okafor and Associates, Lagos, 2019. My hands were inside the toilet bowl. Let me tell you how an award-winning architect ends up scrubbing the same toilets she designed. My name is Kosi. In Lagos, I was somebody. Lead architect at one of Nigeria's top firms. I designed the headquarters for 3 multinational corporations. My face was in this day style. My phone never stopped ringing with clients who wanted that Okafor magic. But Nigeria was collapsing around my success. Dollar to naira was dancing shoki. My salary that used to mean something was now buying me nothing. Generator fuel was eating half my income. The corruption was suffocating. Every project required 10 envelopes before one approval. My husband, Emeka, was the one who suggested Spain. His cousin had relocated to Madrid 5 years earlier, was doing very well in construction. Emeka said we could start fresh. Build something real in a country where systems actually worked. Kosi, your talents will open doors there, he told me. Imagine designing buildings in Europe. Real buildings where no go collapse after 2 years. I believed him. We sold everything. My car. Our furniture. Cashed out my pension. Used it all for visas, tickets, and what we thought would be 3 months of settling in money. My mother cried at the airport. Oko Spain, she called me. My little sister was already planning her own jopper once I hammer. The flight to Madrid felt like flying toward my destiny. I had my portfolio on my laptop, 15 years of architectural excellence. My credentials were impeccable, first-class degree from University of Lagos, master's from Covenant University, registered architect with Akon. I'd won awards. How hard could it be? Spain hit me like a slap across the face. First, the cold. November in Madrid was nothing like Lagos. The kind of cold that enters your bones and refuses to leave. We arrived at Emeka's cousin's apartment in Barrio Chino, a 2-bedroom flat with 7 Nigerians already living there. We got a mattress on the living room floor. Just temporary, the cousin assured us. Until you people find work. I started applying to architecture firms the next morning. Sent my portfolio to 30 companies in the first week. Beautiful cover letters in English. My best designs attached. 0 responses. Emeka's cousin finally told me the truth. Kosi, you need homologation. Your Nigerian credentials mean nothing here. 0. Homologation. The word became my nightmare. To practice architecture in Spain, I needed my Nigerian degree recognized by their Ministry of Education. The process. Submit original transcripts. Get them translated by a sworn translator, €800, get them apostilled, another €200, submit to the ministry, and wait. How long? Maybe 2 years. Maybe 5. Depends. What am I supposed to do for 5 years? I asked. The cousin looked at me like I was stupid. Do what everyone does. Find work. Any work. That's how I ended up at Limpiezas Rapidas, a cleaning company that serviced corporate offices. The owner was a Nigerian woman named Ngozi. She looked at my CV and laughed. Architect. In Spain. She switched to Igbo. Sister, forget that thing. You want work or you want to farm? The job paid €800 a month. Cash. No contract. I would clean offices from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday to Saturday. But I need papers, I said. I need a work contract for my residence card. Ngozi's smile disappeared. You get resident visa already, ABI. Then manage am. When it expires, we'll see. For now, you want this job or not? I looked at Emeka. He looked at me. The cousin's apartment had 7 Nigerians and no privacy. We were sleeping on the floor. My savings were running out. I took the job. The first night, they gave me Torre Empresarial. a massive office complex in Madrid's business district. Glass and steel, 23 floors. Beautiful architectural design, clean lines, sustainable materials, smart use of natural light. I was supposed to clean toilets, empty trash cans, and mop floors. I walked into the 15th floor executive suite and froze. The layout. The windows. The materiality. I knew this design. Because I had designed it. In 2019, a Spanish construction company approached our Lagos firm about a Madrid project. They wanted African innovation with European standards. I spent 6 months on that design. I poured my soul into it. When it was built, they sent us photos. My name was on the plaque. Now I was here. With a mop and bucket. About to clean the toilets in the building I had birthed from my imagination. I went into the bathroom. Saw the plaque. Architectural design, Kosisoku Okafor and Associates. Then I cleaned the toilet below it. I cried the entire shift. Months bled together. Night shift. Sleeping during the day in a living room filled with snoring men. Emeka found work at a construction site, also underpaid, also no contract. We were both exhausted, always cold, barely speaking to each other. My Spanish was terrible. Every interaction was humiliation. At the grocery store, they spoke to me slowly, loudly, like I was mentally deficient. At the extranjería office for my visa renewal, they made me wait 5 hours, then told me to come back with more documents they hadn't mentioned the first time. The racism was everywhere, but it was subtle. Not go back to Africa, more like security following me in stores. Taxis not stopping. Apartment viewings where suddenly it's already rented when I showed up. But the worst racism came from the Spanish architects. One night, I was cleaning the design studio at Torre Empresarial. Around 2 a.m., a Spanish architect was working late. Young guy, maybe 30. He looked at me and said in slow English, "You African girls, very good at cleaning." Then he smiled like he'd complimented me. On his screen was a design for a new project. I looked at it. The structural support was wrong. The load-bearing calculations would fail within 5 years. I could see it immediately. I said nothing. Finished cleaning. Left. What could I say? Actually, I'm an architect and your design is shit. With my bucket and mop in hand. He'd call security on the crazy Nigerian cleaner. That was the night something broke inside me. 2 years passed. My homologation application was still processing. My resident visa expired. I became illegal. Ngozi, my Nigerian boss, knew. She used it. Cut my pay to €600. Increased my hours. When I complained, she said, "You want me to report you to extranjería? I have papers. You don't. Choose wisely." A Nigerian woman was exploiting me using the same system that oppressed us both. I started applying to architecture firms again, but now with a lie. I claimed I was waiting for homologation approval and could work as a junior assistant while waiting. Just to get my foot in the door. One firm responded. Small studio. They needed someone to do basic CAD work and client visualizations. The pay was terrible, €1,000 a month, contract for only 6 months, but it was architecture work. The interview was conducted by the senior architect, a man named Javier. He looked at my portfolio on my laptop. 15 years of excellence. Buildings across Lagos. Awards. "This is impressive," he admitted. "But you must understand. Spain is different. Standards are different. We need to see if you can adapt to European architecture." Translation: we need to see if you, an African, can actually do real work. I took the job. For 6 months, I did the work of 3 architects while they paid me like an intern. I redesigned their entire project pipeline. I fixed structural problems they didn't even know they had. I worked 16-hour days, 6 hours at the architecture firm, then straight to my night cleaning job because Ngozi refused to let me quit without 1 month's notice. I was designing buildings by day and cleaning toilets by night. Emeka started drinking. Our marriage was dying. We barely spoke anymore except to fight about money, about whose fault this was, about whether we should just go back to Nigeria and admit defeat. Your cousin said Spain was easy, I screamed one night. You said your talent would open doors, he screamed back. We were both right. We were both wrong. Then my homologation was approved. 5 years. 5 years of waiting. The letter came on a Tuesday. My Nigerian architecture degree was officially recognized by Spain. I could practice. I called the architecture firm where I worked. Asked to meet with Javier. I want to be promoted to full architect now. My credentials are approved. I want a proper contract, proper pay, and my name on the projects I've been designing for you. Javier looked uncomfortable. Kosi, you're very talented, but we are a small firm. We can't afford another senior architect. And frankly, clients prefer working with Spanish architects. You understand? I understood perfectly. So I do the work, you take the credit, and I stay the junior assistant. Think of it as paying your dues. Building your reputation in Spain. I walked out. That night, cleaning Torre Empresarial, I had an idea. A crazy, impossible idea. I started taking photos. Every design flaw I'd noticed over 5 years of cleaning Spanish corporate buildings. Structural problems. Code violations. Sustainability failures. I documented everything. Then I started reaching out to the international companies occupying these buildings. Sent professional emails to their headquarters in London, New York, Dubai. Explained I was an architect who had noticed serious structural concerns in their Madrid offices. Offered free consultations. 3 companies responded. I met them in coffee shops, wearing my only professional outfit. Showed them the problems. Showed them my portfolio. Explained what I could fix. 2 hired me. Freelance consulting. Cash payments. Enough to quit both my jobs. Ngozi was furious when I gave notice. You think you're better than us? You'll be back. Spain will humble you. I never went back. Within a year, I had 8 corporate clients. All international companies operating in Spain but frustrated with local architects. I offered them something different, innovative Nigerian design thinking combined with European building codes. I was cheaper than Spanish firms and faster because I was hungry. I registered my own company, Okafor Architecture Spain SL, hired 2 Spanish junior architects to handle the bureaucracy I still didn't understand. Started bidding on projects. One of my first projects. Redesigning the office layout for a company in Torre Empresarial. The same building where I used to clean toilets. I walked in as the architect. Security stopped me. Service entrance is in the back. I'm the architect, I said in perfect Spanish. I'd spent 2 years practicing. The look on their faces. My big break came from an unexpected place. The real estate developer was building a sustainable housing complex in Valencia. They wanted an architect who understood both European regulations and alternative building methods from the global south. Someone mentioned my name. I won the bid. The project was huge. 15 million euros. My name on every document. My designs featured in El País newspaper. Nigerian architect brings innovation to Spanish construction. That's when Ngozi saw me. My former boss. She called. Kosi, I heard about your success. I'm so proud of you. You know I always knew you were special. That's why I gave you that first job when nobody else would. I let her talk. Then I said, Ngozi, you paid me 600 euros a month. You threatened me with deportation. You exploited my illegal status. But sister, I gave you a chance. You gave me nothing. I gave myself everything. Don't ever contact me again. I blocked her number. Last month, I was invited to present at Madrid Architecture Week. My topic, Decolonizing European Architecture, What Spain Can Learn from African Design. I walked into the conference hall. 200 Spanish architects. I saw some faces I recognized from my cleaning days. They didn't recognize me. I started my presentation. Showed images of my Lagos projects. My Madrid projects. Talked about sustainable design, community-centered architecture, innovative use of local materials. Halfway through, I showed a photo of Torre Empresarial. This building, I said, was designed by my Lagos firm in 2019. Beautiful design. But the Spanish contractors made structural changes that compromised the sustainability features. When I was cleaning this building in 2020, the room went silent. Yes, cleaning this building, I noticed these flaws. As a cleaner, I couldn't say anything. As an architect with homologation, I can fix them. After the presentation, Javier approached me. My former boss from the firm that exploited me. Kosi, that was inspiring. Our firm is expanding. We'd love to discuss a partnership. No thank you, I said. I don't partner with people who told me clients wouldn't work with African architects. But I'll accept your apology. He didn't apologize. He walked away. Here's what they don't tell you about Joppa: success abroad doesn't erase the humiliation. It doesn't give you back the years you lost. It doesn't repair the marriage that broke under the weight of survival. Emeka and I divorced last year. He went back to Nigeria. We don't speak. The homologation process stole 5 years of my career. The racism stole my confidence. The exploitation by my own Nigerian people stole my faith in community. But Spain didn't break me. It refined me. My architecture firm now employs 12 people. 6 are immigrants whose credentials aren't recognized yet. I pay them properly. I sponsor their homologation applications. I give them what nobody gave me, a chance with dignity. I still walk past Torre Empresarial sometimes. Still see my name on that plaque. But now I see it differently. Not as the building where I clean toilets. As the building that taught me something crucial. Your value doesn't change based on who recognizes it. I was an architect when I was designing in Lagos. I was an architect when I was cleaning in Madrid. I'm an architect now with my own firm. The only thing that changed was Spain's willingness to admit it. So when people ask me, was Joppa worth it? I tell them the truth: Spain gave me nothing. Everything I have, I took. With my own hands. The same hands that scrub toilets are the hands that now sign million-euro contracts. And to every Nigerian professional planning to relocate to Spain, let me tell you what nobody told me: your credentials mean nothing until Spain says they do. Your experience doesn't count. Your awards don't matter. You'll start from zero, maybe from below zero. But if you survive the humiliation, if you refuse to let them define you, if you remember who you were before they told you who you couldn't be, you build something they can't take away. I did. Drop a comment: have you ever been professionally humiliated while working abroad? What job did you do despite your qualifications? Let's talk about the real Joppa experience, no Instagram filters.